If you are a B2B business and you're trying to book sales calls through cold email, then you need to listen up. In this video, I'm going to cover my custom mass volume cold email video system that you can use to book sales calls through cold email much more effectively than anyone else is doing right now. And the reason why is that everyone is using AI and scraping information from their prospects and then enriching their emails with random personalization information that just really isn't doing much. If you tell the person that you saw them comment on LinkedIn, or you mentioned their industry or where their location is, that is not going to help you build trust with a prospect. The actual way that you can build trust is by showing your face and actually talking to them. And the best way to do that is through a custom video that makes the prospect actually feel like you went to the effort to record them a custom video. Now, the traditional way of doing this is through Loom videos. So you would go and you would manually record a Loom video, then send it over to the prospect, and it works very well, but it obviously scales very slowly, and you would have to have a team of people, recording these videos in order to actually scale it aggressively. Now, with cold email in 2026, you also need such high sending volume. Ideally, if you're a big business, you want to be sending at least 100,000 to 200,000 emails a month. And it doesn't matter how big your team is, you aren't going to be filming enough videos at that scale. So the idea is to automate the process, which is exactly how I'm going to show you how to do that today. And the main problem at scale right now is that AI can write infinite versions of the same generic pitch. So it can get all these enrichment things, where they're from, the industry, maybe certain intent qualifiers or things that they have done, certain actions that they have done on social media in recent time, and use that to personalize the email. But that doesn't work nearly as well as having a proper video. And a video actually shows their actual business side, so it feels fully custom. Recording each one of these videos by hand obviously doesn't scale. The time to make them scales one-to-one with how many you need. So it takes just as long to record 10 videos if they're at 2 minutes per video, as it would take you 500 videos at 2 minutes per video. So even at scale, it doesn't take less time. It just is a one-to-one and therefore doesn't scale. And the idea is that you only personalize one part, the front part of the video, and then you can have sort of a generic pitch that you basically stitch onto the back end. But this part is the one that is customized and rendered at scale. And therefore you save the cost. If this is a 2-minute video, it's obviously expensive to render these videos. So if this can be reduced to only these 30 seconds that need to be custom, which is the hook, which is the most important part anyways, then you can do this at a dramatic scale. And I'm actually just going to show you the exact system that we have built out in order to do this. So here we're in my dashboard, and this is just a quick project that I built out, and we are targeting just simply B2B accountants. So the source of all these leads is through Google Maps scraping. So we just literally generated a queue of queries. So we did B2B accounting, and then we went through a bunch of different terms like B2B accounting or accounting for businesses, fractional CFOs for businesses. These are just different variations of this exact same query, and then targeting all sorts of different states and cities. So we scraped 6,000 leads in this session, and then before that as well, so about 10,000 leads in total, and it's only cost us around $8 in scraping credits. So now we have all of these raw scraped leads, these 10,000 leads. They then will go into this table here. There's no leads here currently in this stage because they've all been enriched already, but they would be as the raw leads, just state a domain and a few things here just of the raw data that we have from Google. Then they go into the enrichment phase, and here we are using AI to enrich these leads and actually figure out what we want to know about them. So we are scraping a column here. So just as a custom prompt in order to configure this. The first part that we want to know is, do they meet ICP? So in this case, determine yes or no. Is this an accounting firm that primarily serves businesses, B2B, not individual consumers? So here we're looking for signals that tell us that this is a B2B accounting firm, which is the type of firm that we want to work with. Then we also are trying to pull a decision maker first and last name. So this is basically the most senior individual that we can find at the firm, and we're trying to pull their first and last name, as well as any email associated with them that we can find. And then we also have a personalization phrase where we are going to essentially create a term that says business is looking for, and then state their core service. So in this case, it could be, outsourced CFO services, corporate accounting services, And if they have some sort of case study, a public case study, then in brackets we'll write like and then insert the actual name of that case study. And the point of this is so that we can actually use that personalization in the email. The way we actually do this, we use Gina Reader. So the actual domain here is basically scraped through Gina Reader, and then we use GPT 5.0 Nano to then go through that information and then decide on all of these enrichment points. So for these leads here that are still remaining, they did meet ICP, but we couldn't find any of these decision maker names and emails, which is the important part on actually figuring out and enriching for their emails as well. So you'll see here in the email column, these are all the people that matched, and you can see here in their enrichment columns, so they all meet ICP. We have a decision maker first name and last name. Then any emails that we found on the website, we also added here. Then we have that personalization phrase. So here, businesses looking for accounting and CFO services like Holmes County Education Foundation. So in this case, this company here has now obviously helped this Holmes County Education Foundation through a recent case study that is on their website. And then we just have a filter boolean here that says, is this an actual real name? Or some of these might say null or not found, and you want them to actually be a true proper name. So here's all the successful enriched leads, and they then get their email verified. So these are all the ones that are obviously remaining that were not found, but I'll show you what it looks like in a second if they are found. But the rough structure that we go through is we are first, if there is a email here that we found on the website, then we are automatically validating that email, checking if it gets rejected or not. In this case, these ones obviously got rejected. So here, this michael@ashevilleohio.net that we found on the website, we enriched first, validated that it got rejected. And then after that, we're doing a bunch of permutations. So we're using this name, and then we're guessing michael.moore@ashevilleohio.net. Then we're testing Michael without the dot, then just M Moore, so first initial last name, then just last name, same thing, initial last name, but with a full stop, with an underscore, and first name plus last name initial. And we're guessing all of these. These are all permutations. And then we're essentially sending these to the validation to see if they match for any of them. And if we can't do that, we'll also go and do a search engine search as well to try and find those emails as well. So what you see when they are successfully enriched with email, we'll go here to the video stage, is where we do the custom videos. But here you can see all the emails that got enriched. So if we look at a successful one here, for example, here, this email that we found on the website, transactions@surrey.net, got validated immediately. So then the waterfall essentially stops there, and we essentially move on to the next lead. But sometimes it takes a little bit more than that. So these all coincidentally got rendered on the first one. Let's try and find one where we couldn't find it. For example, here you'll see the first one, the first permutation that we guessed got rejected, the second one as well. But Rusty Godwin, so first and last name together, that guess was valid. So now we found a valid email, which means we stop. And on some of these leads, this basically goes down the full waterfall until you essentially find what you're looking for. So now we have the verified email, so we can actually email them. We have all of this enrichment data on them. Obviously, we'll also test, keeping track of how much these leads are actually costing us. And now we go to the part where we're actually generating all of these custom video variables. So we have this video rendering API, which is essentially just a server that we've set up that takes a video processing code and essentially splices two things together. So what we're doing here for every lead is we first pull the screenshot of their website. So we're using a screenshot API. This pulls the screenshot of their actual website. And then we use a rendering API in the backend, which is essentially just a video processing server, to then stitch that together with the base video that we have. So for example, if we look at this video here, it has now taken this recording, which is just a transparent recording that we've now stitched over it. And now this is me talking over their website, which looks like a completely custom video. We then obviously also generate a GIF for the actual email, so we can then send that in the email for them to click on it. And we deliver this on a custom landing page. So the custom landing page will look like this. So just first name, in this case, built for B2B accounting firms and fractional CFO practices. So here we want the page to look custom. So we're saying here, Fred, I can book you 10 to 30 meetings per month with businesses looking to work with, and then it's the business name, and you only pay per meeting. And then here we have the actual video that we just rendered, and we can play it. And for the first 30 seconds, it's the custom part. And then after that, we then stitch in that secondary pitch part that's generic. So you'll see here after that, it switches over to me just talking, and that minimizes us to have to do all of the rendering for this part of the video. But the same sort of trust element is still there because of their website is here, and then they can, you know, go ahead, click and book a call if they want to do that. And then there's also some tests. Obviously this is a full VSL if they want some extra information, as well as testimonials. So this page should actually just be building trust. That's the whole point of this page. It is there to build trust and just sort of nudge them to basically just reply. We don't even need people to book a call yet. We just need them to start a conversation. The code for the GIF embed, we have the custom landing page URL, and then we have the verified email and all of this enrichment data. And then we can actually go and take that and put that into the email. So now we're actually in my Plus Vibe, and in Plus Vibe, we can see the structure of the actual campaign. So for example, here we're saying, decision maker first name, let's just quickly fill this in. Michael, I have 10 to 12 businesses looking for small accounting services. I recorded a quick video for your firm to explain how we could basically get some warm intros for you. Mind if I share it? And it says, PS, we do this with personalized video emails, and you'd only pay per intro. So what we're doing here is this is the first email. We don't want to send the link to the video in the first email because we'll have deliverability issues with that. So this is essentially nudging them to reply to basically say, sure, send the video. And then they either reply and then they'll get the video, or if they don't reply, we can send it in the second email, which is ultimately better for deliverability. But the point is that everyone gets the second video. So now here we have the second email, which then actually links to that GIF, which then takes them to that custom landing page that we just went over here. And the point of that is that everyone then can see the actual video. And that's the point. You want this video to go to everyone. The only reason why you send it in step 2 instead of step 1 is, you know, for deliverability concerns. And the reason why this works so well is as soon as someone is able to see your face, they can see that the video is custom for them. No one's gonna see that video and think, oh, this has been automated. They'll obviously see their website in it, and there'll be, you know, an instinct or initial reflex for them to think, oh, they actually went through the effort of putting my name on this landing page and putting my website in this video. So there's an element of trust already being built there. And in that short video, depending on how your tone is, if it's a genuine tone video, which it is supposed to be, you can build a ton of trust with just a short little clip like that, which is going to help you way more than any sort of fancy text personalization could ever do. And this is really the point of cold email, is to initially focus on just building trust, because that's going to get you so much further than any sort of smart automation in the back end for personalization ever can. And you can do this already with services. They exist that do dynamic video rendering in the background, but they're quite expensive, and you're obviously paying for their margins on top of the credits that they charge. So that's the reason why we actually opted to do this custom and build our own server, because, you know, from a tech perspective, it's not super intensive, but you obviously have to maintain it. But if you are interested in doing this for your business and you want us to handle all the infrastructure in the back end, all the sending and copywriting and all the strategy behind it, then you can click the button below. You'll book a call directly with me, and we can just see if that's something that would fit your business. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.